up? It's me, LA, pronounced like LA, like the city. I'm not from there, but I'm breezy. And we are covering celebrity gossip. As to me, YouTubers are now household names, and to me that means they're celebrity. In my opinion, on Elaytv platform, if you are getting notoriety, big abundance, elephant size amount of recognition from people collectively from around the world or whatever, you're a celebrity to me. So who I'll be covering today is Kevin Samuels. Da 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 dun 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 yada 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 yada. You know, he plays the music and all that stuff. You already know who he is, and if you don't, I'll make a separate video about him perhaps. But right now I just kind of want to shoot the breeze and get straight to the point. I used to be subscribed to Kevin Samuels, but I unsubscribed, but not for the way you're probably thinking. I stopped listening to Kevin Samuels' channel because, number one, I did learn enough as far as great gift ideas. I was on there to get great gift ideas to figure out what to get my husband to add to the list when I want to surprise him. Outside of the things of knowing what he likes, it was still nice to hear another point of view to see what else I could add to the list of, I want to surprise you, so here's a gift. So thank you for providing a list of great things. And then after that, I did continue to listen, but when I chose to stop is when I saw a change or a shift. It was like his tone changed. Fine, I'm not even talking about the tone, but what really ticked me off, not with him, was the fact that how he was delivering his content to all these women who were calling in for validation over and over and over again, or like Larry Reid would say, ovets and ovets and ovets again. What's a Larry Reid? How they will always call in. What got on my nerves is how Mr. Samuels would sound almost enraged, frustrated, and I felt frustrated too, because it was like the only way the callers could understand or grasp anything is if he kind of got out of character, like James Brown said, and get on up, climb up out of myself, make me come up out of myself. When that white lady used his restroom, you know, Mr. Samuels always has to come undone, because it seems like the only language that many of the unfortunate African American women who will call in seem to understand is when he's almost yelling or being cruel or being harsh. He's being honest with these ladies, but the delivery is so downright abusive. But unfortunately, they keep coming back, so it seems like and low-key, that's the type of language these types of African American women who call in like to be talked to, or perhaps that's the only key of a level that they only know how to understand from an African American man. And that's what scared me, and that's what made me tired of watching the show. It wasn't Kevin Samuels per se, it was just a reflection of how many times can he say something nicely, and then it seems like the only way you'll get it is if he come undone. And then you turn around and say, I don't like the way he talking to me. Which one is it going to be? Because it seems like when someone may be explaining things to you in a nice way as how I'm explaining it, it's falling on death's door. So that is also a sad reflection to me, is how I took it. It's household upbringing. I can't say when I grew up, my dad, it seemed like he only had one tone of voice, and that was always yelling. It never sat well with me, and it still don't. He was always loud, like we were deaf. Or maybe he was deaf, or he talked really loud. And so when he was happy, he was loud. When he was angry, he was louder. So he only had two volumes, loud and louder. And when he talked, it never sounded warm or inviting, you know? So I think this is a reflection of of how a lot of African American women grew up when they were around men, listening to that type of voice. So they only, unfortunately, by default, only know one way to receive any type of information from a man is through a voice of chaos. And that's sad. But I can say my dad talked like that. And to this day, I still don't want a man talking to me any type of way. It still hurts. It's not right. And second of all, I wouldn't do anything. I know my place, so I wouldn't do anything out of the way for a guy, or even my husband, I should say, even my husband or my father to have to come at me in the tone that Kevin Samuels always had to end up coming towards these ladies with, you know. So that's why I quit watching the show, because it just made me sad. So ladies, think about it. When you watch Kevin Samuels again, think about your past when you grew up, when the men who came in your life, how did they talk around the house? How did they talk to you? Was the main way they talked to you, was it always loud? Was it always in a condescending way? Was it always in a way that put you down and so you don't know any other way? Was it always in the form or level of confrontation? If that's the case, that's not the way it's supposed to be, okay? It's serious and it's scary. And that's the only reason I quit watching Kevin Samuels, because that's what I got from it. Most African American women only know one way to have a African American man to talk to them. And that's sad, because what African American man want to be talking like that all day? He wants peace. He don't want to have to come home and talk to his girl like he had to talk to some of these people at work to get them in line. He coming home and he don't want that. So it's a suggestion, ladies, to consider that too, and know that it's not okay to be talked to that way. And maybe that's why you're so defensive and don't know it, because you grew up always having to be defensive, so you only know one way also. Alright, that's all I have right now, but I look forward to coming back to this. I do plan to make at least 1 or 2 more videos in reference to his platform, because there's a lot of things that I thought about, but from this fresh perspective. Not like the majority, but from the fresh perspective / point of view that I just brought to you on this intro video. So once again, it's me, LA, pronounced like LA, like the city. I'm not from there, but I'm crazy. It's Christmas Eve, y'all. So that means this video is pre-recorded, because you're going to see it Monday. We proactive on this platform. Alright now, bye. To see if this will pick up my voice. Testing 1 2 3, testing.